Hello. Good morning. How are you? I'm hoping that this is streaming to where I need it to stream to. It appears to have missed off my personal page completely, but it should be streaming into my group, Creative Genius Corner, as well as on LinkedIn and onto my business page. So let's see if this works today, because Facebook's ban on third parties allowing you to go live has meant that we can no longer use StreamYard. So I'm testing this morning to see if I can get StreamYard into my group. So if you're in Creative Genius Corner and you can see this, please say hi and let me know, because it's going to be trial and error now. I can't see it live in the actual group myself. And I'm waiting for a guest to arrive who hopefully has seen my message. So let's see what happens today. We've got to play about with these things, haven't we? And the reason I use StreamYard, if you don't know, is not because I'm fancy. It's because it's a productivity tool and it allows me to go live in more than one place at the same time, which, in business, the most precious thing we have is time. And if there's a time-saving thing out there, I'm going to use it. So let's just see. Oh, and Rachel's joined me. That's fab. Let's get Rachel in the room.
Hello. Good morning. Can you hear us okay? Yes, we're good.
I can hear you fine. I'm just going to get rid of my branding and take the view so people can see us better. I'm actually trying to see if this goes into the group this morning. There was a workaround. I found a workaround on StreamYard. So
I didn't know they had changed that.
Oh yeah, on the 22nd of April, right. They changed it so that you can Facebook ban third parties into groups.
Of course. They want their own thing happening, don't they?
They want you to use Facebook Live. So I've no idea whether this is going into the group or not. I'm now going to have a quick check while I'm talking to you to see if it actually is. I saw the post go in. But I couldn't.
Yeah, I've seen. Oh, that might have been on. Yeah, I've seen a little pop up.
I'm just having a look now while I'm talking to you to see if it's actually streaming live. It says it should, but I don't see anything. So.
Oh well, I'm coming in live from the Tim Lamb Centre in Benton Way up Newcastle. So we're doing a home education club this morning with Evie.
Oh, so fabulous!
I thought I would quickly just nip in while she's playing on the Xbox with her friends.
That's a great educational thing, isn't it? So, well, if it doesn't go live and where I need it to go live, I'll do another live a little bit later. But we're on my Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, or X at the moment, and we'll see if it streams into Creative Genius Corner, and if it doesn't, I'll share it in there. So there you go. So this week I didn't make it to my live on Tuesday this week because I wasn't very good after the retreat. It was so full on this weekend that I was dead.
The retreats are just so much. They're amazing, but yeah, I do feel for you when you've held space for so many amazing women.
I know, and that's exactly what it is, isn't it, when you hold space for others? But I thought, well, I'll go live this week and we'll talk about your business and how you manage leads in your business, what's happening in your life, because there's been some big changes. And give one of my group members, and you were first in, the opportunity to go live this morning. So for those of you that don't know me on other platforms, I'm Mandy Nicholson and I'm the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, an author, and a creative retreat owner here in Scotland who's just done her first retreat of the year and been exhausted. And I help creative women to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. And Rachel's been working with me for a while. Introduce yourself, Rachel. Tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. I remember that day back in 2020 before we're just stepping into lockdown. So my name's Rachael Beattie. And I am a ADHD cheerleader. So I am qualified in level 7 mental health to support people unravel and understand where they are right now and support them into the next steps of their journey. So my organisation is called NeuroBoost. and that is to support neurodivergent business owners and their families to tap into things like services like access to work, supporting them to grow their business, to tap into support workers, mentors, coaches like yourself, Mandy, are on our gateway. And what our gateway is a website that we've created to showcase some amazing support workers for access to work, coaches, therapists. We've got all sorts of amazing people on there that when you get awarded your access to work funding, you're a little bit like, right, what happens next? And we are able to now showcase the people who are qualified, who have been DBS checked, who have been quality checked, to say that these are the people that you can work with your access to work funding. NeuroBoost was also on the back of my diagnosis of ADHD myself, and I felt like there was an organisation needed to be created as an ADHDer. I thought, right, I'm going to do that. So I have done that, and NeuroBoost is now a year old. Can you believe that? I haven't yet celebrated that.
I know. Well, yeah, I've still got the rocket on the door. You know, when this time last year, we were talking about branding and what that would look like. And I think you've been on a journey, haven't you, with this business, trying to grow it so big, and then finding that, you know, your ADHD was almost a limitation for you.
Yeah, totally.
So, I mean, I love what you've got, this portal, this gateway for people to be able to find how they can invest their access to work award in the right people to be able to help them. That's so important, because you get this money, and a lot of people who are neurodiverse, when they get that money, don't really know what's the best way to spend it.
That's it. I remember getting, 3 years ago when I found what was access to work. Wow, this just sounds too good to be true. And then you get given up to £66,000 to invest in you and your business and making sure your mental health supported right, and transport to work and back, or software, hardware to support you and you like in your business. It was just so overwhelming. I just didn't know who to ask, how to be supported correctly. And finding the support workers that are really going to enhance and support me, not the other way around.
Yes, and that's it, isn't it? And I think a lot of mistakes can be made in those early stages, which is why you wanted to create something that could transition people a little bit easier, wasn't it? So tell people about your journey over the last year with NeuroBoost then.
Wow. So it started off as an idea at your retreat, that I wanted to create an organisation to pull all the knowledge and all experience of different people that I've worked with, and really create a space where neurodivergent business owners could get the support. Because I found in the past, when you go for business support, it's very neurotypical. So that sort of just too overwhelming, too confusing, too much for my brain, which I've now met so many other people that have a brain like me. So it's amazing to think I'm not the only one. And then I did that some work with you at the retreat to find out what did I actually want the branding to look like, and created that rocket, which I've got tattooed on my arm. So that's how much and it was about boosting people's confidence in business, boosting people's everyday confidence. Obviously took it to, in the last sort of 3 to 6 months, we created hubs, which that was the dream. It was to have these accessible hubs across the whole of the UK, led by amazing leaders, led by mentors. And we did that. We successfully created 24 hubs, 24 leaders, with all having mentors. But I have done something. We did something. It worked for a time limit. I think it just got too big too soon. And I think that's the biggest thing in business. It's okay to fail, like learning. And that's your biggest thing that you've taught me, is you try these things. It, at the time, sounds like an amazing, on paper at the retreat, we put it all on paper, didn't we? We did the brainstorming together, we did the forecasting together. It looked amazing. But when you put it in action and actually work with other neurodivergent business owners, people have got different sort of thoughts and feelings, and it can get a little bit sort of, I don't know, it was just
complicated, I
yeah,
think. Yeah, I
yeah.
think
So we
so.
scaled it back, and now it really is thriving with the mentors.
So yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? What you didn't do, you didn't fail. Don't use that word. You didn't. What you learned was the ADHD brain, I think, has limitations as to what it
Yeah,
can cope with at any one time. And I
yeah,
think when something grows that big and that fast, it can feel so overwhelming, and it puts you into retreat mode, doesn't it? That happened
yeah.
quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I hide a lot.
Yeah.
I hide away from the world, and I think that's why I've been impulsively wanting to do this live today, is because I've been hiding so much from business and from the world. Then I thought, actually, no, I'm going to come and have a chat with you.
Yeah, and show up and let's get it out in the open. These are the real struggles of people who struggle with
Yeah,
neurodiversity, who have this amazing gift. Actually, this
yeah,
neurodiverse brain can be so powerful, but you've got to be aware of the limitations and the
yeah.
things that will trigger overwhelm. Or, I mean, you yourself self-confessed shiny object chaser who
Oh,
will,
massively.
yeah, who will do like everything all at once, and then, oh goodness, I can't cope with that anymore. And
Yeah.
that's quite common. How often have you experienced this with the people that you have encountered over during this year with NeuroBoost?
On a daily basis, it's
Yeah.
people coming to us going, "Oh, we've got this idea. Oh, we've got this idea. I really want to go for this." But in my coaching experience and working with neurodivergent business owners, it's reminding them of, that's brilliant. That's a fantastic idea. Let's talk about it. Let's go down that avenue. Let's go down that path. See how it would work. Would that implement? Is that the right time? How much is it going to cost? What staff have you got involved? What have you got everything in place to support that right now? And the majority of the time they go, yes, let's just go back to the thing I was doing. But we get bored. That's why I get the shiny objection all the time, because I get bored.
And that's creatives are the same. So the creative brain, neurodiverse brain, very similar. Got to have multiple projects going at any one time. And what's
Yeah,
happened to you is, Evie, your daughter has become a project in itself, because you're home educating her now, because
yeah,
she was having difficulties in the schooling system, which everybody who's neurodiverse will have had difficulties in the schooling system.
yeah,
And you've made the very, very courageous decision to pull her out and home educate her so that she can get the right training for her brain. Well, wow,
yeah.
wouldn't it have been great if someone had done that for everybody, a generation ago?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's still a battle on a daily basis. Thinking, I woke up this morning seeing the person that always wants to do better and be and put the head above the is that the same head above the parapet sort of thing. Is always the person that's getting fired at all the time. The
Mhm.
person that wants to make a difference and does make a difference is always seen as the odd one, or the one that is the mouthy one or whatever.
The weirdo in the room,
Yes,
isn't it? So
yeah,
talk about that, because that's impacted relationships for you along the way, hasn't it?
yeah,
So talk
yeah.
about.
Yeah, so I think because I'm such a strong-minded, want the change and see what can be changed, I'm always with my ADHD brain, the fiery part of us, and for justice, and actually this is not right and we can do something different. Not a lot of people agree with this, so they fall away from friendships or relationships or partnerships and business. They don't meet my values, so unfortunately these people either sort of bad mouth us, or they say that all the negative things. But I've now learned to pause and realize that I am doing the right thing. And if I lose these people along the way, then it's meant to be. But that is hard because you feel like the weirdo in the room.
You do, and it is very hard, but I think it's an important point because in business, you're never going to please all the people all the time.
No.
And people are going to do that. It's not just them not meeting your values, you've not met theirs either. And I think then sometimes it's okay to just go, right, okay, this person was here for a short time and I've learned something from that interaction. And I need to, think about that with the next connection I make. And I think it's really important to recognize that.
Yeah.
Particularly with the neurodiverse brain. So shiny objects. Let's talk about shiny objects and leads. What's the difference? Because, I like to talk about leads. I've been talking about leads in this group, and leads are the lifeblood of business. And I think, people have this perception that a lead is something a sales team does, and they sit there and they cold call and they generate leads for business. And I see leads more as a long-term relationship rather than a one-night stand. Yeah. And so talk about how you've generated leads in your business.
This is like the exciting part, because everyone says you do that part, because I used to be actually like employed for a lot back in the day when I was employed. Couldn't do that now, but I was always employed to be that lead generator, because I found my brain just gets so excited when I start engaging with people and building those connections and seeing and really talking to the people about this service, this product can make a difference in your world. I can only do that if I believe in it. So I've tried there's lots of different products out there that you can sell, and I'm not meaning any of them because I don't want to badmouth any product, but I went down the line of that, and I tried to sell these products and I just couldn't, because I didn't believe in the product. But when it comes to things like mental health support, ADHD support, autism support, making a difference, providing a different service, providing space for people to be held, to be understood, then that's when the leads become, it's not selling, it's creating opportunities for people to be heard and to be helped and to be supported. But I still had a bad connection with the sales. I still had a bad sort of mindset around money. And that's something that I'm still dealing with now. I've been in business on and off for the last 10 years. And I'm still dealing with that now. So leads, for me, are like you as well. It's an exciting connection that you're making with someone that you can make a difference.
Totally. And I think you're right there, what you said. If it's not aligned with what you believe in, the product or the service, then absolutely you can't sell it, because it has to be something that's going to work. Whenever we're generating a lead, we're actually creating a relationship with someone that might want or need what you've got to offer. And that for me is lead generation. So any conversation can be the starting point for that. And somewhere along the line, that lead is going to convert, and you can be in control of that. And I think that's actually something that the neurodiverse brain does struggle with a little bit. And I think it's something that, people may need help with, because the biggest comment I get from clients that come to me is, I can't generate sales.
I know. And I'm like,
And so, stop thinking about sales and start thinking about creating relationships with your ideal customers. Whether you're selling, a mug, or whether you're selling a program or a service or a coaching one-to-one service, you need to find people who want or need that service. More want it than need it. Because the want will overtake the need. And I want to change is more important than you need to change. Because people know they need to change, but until they want to change, they're never actually going to take the step over that line, are they? So relationship building is always it. And I know you've always been historically very good at that.
It's just a part of stuff that I still struggle in business, and even been on and off for 10 years in business. And that's what I like to show up. I honestly show up and say I don't have it all together as a business owner.
No, I don't think anybody does. And if they say they do, then they're wrong. There's always a next step. There's always something that you see somebody else doing that you're not there yet. That's okay. It's okay. I think it's important, particularly with the neurodiverse thinking process, to say that, you know what, celebrate every single small milestone, because are you ever really going to get there? And do any of us ever really get there? No.
No,
But
because I hear people go, I'll get there in the end.
yeah,
Where's
nobody
that?
gets there in the end. Nobody gets in there in the end.
No.
Because what is the end? Because your vision changes and your goals change. And I think, you know, bringing you on here is always a really great example of, there's loads of people feel like that out there, Rachel, and I know you do too, when we've got to speak about how it feels to be, you know, what a lead generation can feel huge for someone that's neurodiverse. Just being in business and speaking to people can feel huge for someone that struggles in that area. And then they give they apply for access to work, they get a pot of money, and they're like, right, what do I need to spend this on? And this cycle, isn't it, of being able to build. But I think what you've done is fantastic. Neuro Boost, there's the main hub now, isn't there, where people can go and join the group. Yeah,
we're up to 13,000 people now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. And then there's the gateway where you showcase all your mentors and people that can help. So that's whether that's VAs, admin support, coaches, therapists, business coaches, everything is on that portal, isn't it? And it's like a shopping cart, isn't it? You can go and check people and see who you can.
Making life easier for people when they're in this overwhelm. That's what I'm trying to do is. And then we also are always looking to recruit new members, new mentors as well, because things like when we work with Access to Work, we realise that we can get people like, like the declutter, a person that can come and help and organise your office space, your home space, which is something I never thought I could ever, I wasn't able to get. And that was a transformation in itself. Someone coming in and trying to put like systems in my home in place, in my office. So we're always looking to recruit new mentors, to our gateway as well, to support our Access to Work clients.
So if somebody wanted to be a mentor, what's the process that they go through? What boxes do they have to tick? I mean, obviously I know this, but I want you to tell the audience, if they're thinking now, I'd quite like to be a mentor and I'd like to be on that gateway so people can use my services. What do they need to do?
So what they need to do is you can either pop me a message directly or go onto our website, which is neuroboost.info, and it has the step-by-step what to do on there. But basically what we need to do is have that chat, have that sort of making sure that you as a potential mentor fits in and supports our values, and vice versa, that we can work together. Also need to make sure that we go through due diligence or qualification checks, DBS checks and insurance checks. And then we ask for things like a headshot for our gateway, and we also ask for a full bio about how you work with people, how do you offer services, websites, and then we put that all onto the gateway, and then that gets showcased on like LinkedIn, on our hubs, on social media. So really, you're getting marketing. We are doing marketing for that mentor, but then also you are on a Thursday in our hub. We do like Access to Work threads where you can go in and support clients and show up as a mentor to build those connections, to build those conversations, to get known for what you offer, to get known. Like now when we think of what Rachel do, ADHD, it's taken us a while because I was a fitness instructor when I first met you, and
That's right.
And I think and just to go on that a little bit, change is okay. I think when I first started out in business, I was scared that I had jumped from this business to that business to another business. But when I'm working with so many neurodivergent business owners, they think that's bad. They think evolving's bad.
It's
So
not.
anyway, that's the line of change. But being a mentor, there's a lot of due diligence, a lot of checking before going on our gateway.
And it is a fabulous thing because you do mentor Mondays, don't you? You've got, you know, all your mentors with, sorry, the dog's barking in the background. He always does it. It's Bo. Yeah. So, yeah, I think, you know, you've created an amazing space for people to be able to just go, and they can lurk in the background if they're not confident, can't they, enough yet, and just watch what's happening and see how they feel about it. You don't have to step forward yet if you're neurodiverse. It's okay. So any words of wisdom then for anybody watching that might be lurking or thinking, oh, God, I wish I could get this help. What if? Yeah. What will they do? What should they do?
I think the biggest thing for me is knowing inside what goes back on change. Change and evolving and adapting is okay. I think within a structured, supportive approach. So I was changing, evolving like a whirlwind before I met you. I was just constantly flitting. Nothing was really landing. Nothing was really solid. Nobody really knew what I was doing. I just knew that Rachel liked to help people. But it's now that thing of inside knowing change is okay, but make sure you're getting that support around you with a qualified mentor, coach, somebody that's been in the business. And then obviously that you can tap that into access to work. If you are struggling and have a diagnosis or not, if you have a barrier to work, a barrier to learn, a barrier to grow in your business, access to work and support, and get that coach to get your business off the ground, because that's, you know.
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't know, do they, that they're eligible for this. I've just had another client have their award yesterday, who had, you know, and it's great to see these people, the relief that these people experience when they get that award. So if you want to know anything about access to work, both Rachel and I can answer pretty much any question about access to work, because we've helped so many people get it now. Thank you for joining me this morning, Rachel. Thank you for doing it from Evie's place of learning.
I know I've got to do it without any kids jumping on us.
We only had one dog barking. That was good. Right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Say hi to Evie, and thank you for watching.
See you later.
Bye.